think about things in a different way. So we talked about key issues that prevent innovation as being groupthink and expert think. These outsiders, these zero-gravity thinkers, aren't meant to come in with all of the answers themselves. What they're meant to do is disrupt groupthink and expert think within the team. So they come in with these different ideas. They come in with not necessarily any specific knowledge about your organization, and they ask the dumb, naive questions, or they bring points of view from outside industries that can help your team look at the problem from a different perspective. These are not people, consultants who are meant to come in and take anyone's job. In fact, one of the things that I clearly recommend about zero-gravity thinkers is that they are not there permanently. They need to come in, and everyone needs to understand that they're there temporarily, and their job is to act as a catalyst.
So that pretty much describes what a zero-gravity thinker is, but it would probably make sense for people within a company to take on some of the attitudes and the approaches to solving problems that zero-gravity thinkers do. So how can a person act more like a zero-gravity thinker?
That's a great question. I love it. I think all of us could do well to emulate zero-gravity thinkers, or people who really, are not tied down to thinking about things in sort of the expert mode. There are a few things that I recommend to people. One is that they start thinking about things in a different way, trying to connect the dots in a different way. Zero-gravity thinkers, one of their characteristics is that they come from disciplines or from industries that are not the same as, that are adjacent to the industry that they may be acting as a catalyst within. So by bringing in these different perspectives, they're often able to stimulate new ways of thinking about problems. So we can do that ourselves. For instance, I tell people to practice making weird connections. So think about any problem that you're trying to solve. You've got some a sales deal that you want to close. Well, instead of thinking about it in sort of a traditional way in terms of how can you move this deal forward, spend 5 minutes or so thinking about this problem and thinking about how, somebody from a TV show you watched last night might solve the problem. So let's talk about the sitcom Friends. How one of the characters on Friends might have solved a particular aspect of the sales problem you're working on. Now that sounds weird, and that sounds like a weird connection that isn't necessarily going to help you. But what it's going to do is make you think about that problem, that challenge, in a very different way. So I tell people every day, think about making some very bizarre, weird connection that you would never ordinarily think about when trying to be innovative about problem solving. So that's one of the ways you can act like a zero-gravity thinker. Another thing that you can do is actually make time for thinking. One of the big issues that all of us have is not having enough time to just sit down and really think about, strategize about a problem we're trying to solve. Too many of us are in ready, fire, aim mode. And I'm saying, you need to give yourself some time to actually aim before firing. So good zero-gravity thinkers have some time that they allocate, every day. Maybe it's 15 minutes you stick on your calendar, and this is just your time to ponder a significant challenge that you're working on. So those are just a couple of things that you can do to be more like a zero-gravity thinker.
Obviously, a key player in utilizing the talents of a zero-gravity thinker is the internal leader of a project or an organization. What role does the leader play in this innovation process?
The biggest role that a leader can play in the innovation process is to establish what I call a culture of courage. And that means making it okay, making it more than okay, making it expected to take risks and to try things that are new and different.